Did you know that there is a country in Asia whose entire economy depends on one man? His name was Alexander the Great. He built a massive empire, but after his death it collapsed and divided into three parts. The people of this one specific country are so dependent on the legacy of Alexander the Great that they even named their currency after him. That's why you have to watch this video, because today we will talk about who Alexander the Great really was and how he influenced the world. He was born in Pella, which is the capital of the Kingdom of Macedon. It was here where Alexander grew up and learned everything about military tactics from his father, King Philip II. When Alexander was 13 years old, his father sent him to the Academy of Mysa to learn about philosophy and rhetoric. One of his teachers there was Aristotle, who taught him everything about logic, ethics, and politics. It was a great start for a young man who would later become famous for his intelligence and skills in battle. But when Alexander was only 20 years old, his father was assassinated. This meant that Alexander had to take over the throne and deal with a rebellion in the kingdom. But he put it down quickly and turned his focus towards expanding his empire. In 336 BC, King Alexander and his army crossed the Hellespont and invaded the Achaemenid Empire, also known as the Persian Empire. Most historians believe that the main reason for this war was that Philip II had plans to invade Central Asia, and his son just finished those plans. Whatever the reason, Alexander and his army did fight many battles against the Persians, and he won most of them. In 331 BC, Alexander defeated the Persians in the Battle of Gaugamela. This is considered to be his greatest victory, as it led to the collapse of the Achaemenid Empire. After this battle, he continued his campaign further east until he reached the Indus River. There he met with local kings and made alliances with some of them. During all of these battles and campaigns, Alexander showed himself to be a brilliant military commander. He was very brave and always put himself in the center of the action. Because of this, he earned the respect and admiration of his soldiers. Also, it was under his rule that the Kingdom of Macedon reached its greatest territorial extent. Even though Alexander the Great died at the young age of 32, he managed to create one of the largest empires in history. During his lifetime, his empire stretched from Greece to India. Unfortunately, after his death, it didn't last long before it split into three parts. The general who had been in charge of the eastern part of the empire declared himself emperor in 323 BC. His name was Seleucus I Nicator. He ruled over the area which included parts of modern-day Turkey, Syria, Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Over time, this part of the empire became known as the Seleucid Empire. Then there was Ptolemy I, who took control of Egypt after Alexander's death. He established the Ptolemaic kingdom and made Alexandria its capital. And finally, there was Antigonus I, who took control of the Macedonian heartland. However, he lost his life in the Battle of Ipsus in 301 BC. After this battle, the other two rulers divided his possessions between themselves. And so, this marked the end of the short-lived empire of Alexander the Great. Although the empire didn't last long, it had a huge impact on the ancient world. It is believed that it helped spread the ideas of Hellenism, which is the culture and ideas of ancient Greece. It also helped connect the East and the West, which led to the exchange of goods and ideas between these two regions. And although Alexander the Great might not be remembered as a great king, he is definitely remembered as a great military commander. He was someone who was not afraid to take risks, and he was always willing to put himself in the line of fire. Because of this, he won many battles and created an empire that stretched from Greece to India. Thank you for watching and see you next time.